All right, guys, some people have questions about interior, exterior, and want videos of the car before they, come out and spend time on looking at it. So I'm going to make this video for everybody and upload it to YouTube so that you guys, know what's going on with it. And I'm going to talk about as much as I can remember on the spot. So starting with the front, I said in the post, the major thing that I think needs to be done is the hood. It does have clear coat peeling that you can see. The hood itself is straight. There might be a few dents that, can be taken out, but that definitely needs to be painted. From 10 feet away, you really can't tell. But starting in the front, I have OEM Hella headlights. These are modified, and they're the years that you can actually take them apart. A few of the years they made them like that, and then they switched it back over to where, or not back over, I think they just switched it to different Sullivan that they put the headlights together with, and you couldn't bake them, you had to cut them apart. So but these have the Euro corners, the Euro turn signals. It does have the halos LED, and then it has the HID ballast bulbs, and the correct hardware in there, and they're very clear, as you can see. These headlights, they're kind of hard to find. So, and then also I have the M5 front bumper that's paint matched to the car, and then also the front lip is gloss black to match, and it all just kind of works together. I do have the 6K LEDs in the fog lamps to match the headlights, and the halo rings. So it just, it looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the car. I could do this on my phone, but I'm using it. So I'm just going to lower the car so you guys can see how that works. And as that's working, I'm going to talk about some other stuff. Other exterior appearance, I do have I guess it would be the M style mirror caps. The mirror caps that were on there were trash. So, I like these. I think they look good. It kind of goes along with the body lines of the car. And there she is. She's sitting low. Get a couple angles for you. The wheels, odd hand. I can't remember the exact ones. I think it might be DS06 or something like that. 19-inch. I think that looks the best on the wagon. The center caps, they always look like they're right side up. That's because they're floating. So when you drive, they actually stay still. Big old truck. They actually stay still, and the action of them is super smooth. So you can, I don't think they move at all when you're driving. You can be doing 60, 70, and they stay still. I really like those. So brakes work good. Other exterior stuff, side markers, got those blacked out. I think it just looks better. M5 style trim on the outside. What else? The exhaust, it's all fully intact. So it would pass emissions, even though it's historic. You're probably not doing that. But full exhaust, but the rear has a tip coming off. And then the very back muffler, it has been cut off by the previous owner and then welded on, basically just a straight through from there. It sounds really good. I like it. And the tip actually looks really good too. I think it's proper. It doesn't hang out too much. It doesn't go in too far. You can actually see it pretty well. So, and then the tail lights, I do have sort of like a clear look on those, with LEDs in them. I like it. I think it looks good. You can take the clear off, and then it's just OEM behind that. I do have it tinted. I forget exactly how much is tinted, but I do have it tinted. The exterior, I mean, there's a few dings here and there, but it is a 1999, and there are scratches. So if whoever bought this would want this to be showroom quality, they got to get the hood and the hood repainted, and the rest of the car paintless, dent repair, and maybe like a really good buff might take all the scratches out, or just a respray would do it. But that's for the next owner to figure out. That was my 5-year plan, but things have changed. So I really like how it sits. It drives good. You saw in the beginning of the video how high it can get. It drives like, you know, a normal car because of that. I do have all the badges replaced. Front kidney grills are replaced. So let's go to the inside of the car. Now, the inside of the car, I've switched most of it over to black. So this stuff was kind of hard to find. All the door panels are switched over. All the windows work. Every window is actually automatic, so that's up and down automatic. You click once, it all goes up. Click once down, it all goes down. The memory seats all work. All of the coin and or cigarette holders work. The doors are in pretty good condition. This space gray trim is hard to find, so I have that. Now the halos come on with the key. So if you turn the key off, this is a little way that I did it. So the halos are on, key is out, and then they go off. So you don't have to fiddle with, you know, turning your halos on specifically. When you turn the key, the halos come on. Now back to the interior. Switch most of it to black. I think it looks really good. The entire dash I've switched to black, lower and upper, along with the same trim all around the car to match. So and I also did the carpet, so the full carpet. I made sure that the carpet that I did find was in great condition, and I just have these floor covers to protect it. You know, I don't want that to get messed up. I'd rather replace a floor cover, even though these floor covers were kind of expensive, but worth it because of what they look like. I didn't want the M5. You know, it's not an M5. Funny enough, the trim on the outside, I didn't even buy it because it said M5. I bought it because it was black, and when it came in, it said M5 on it. So, you know, I'm going to throw it on. And then these, you know, those say M on them, but I wasn't trying to make this into an M5. The good parts just, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but they have M on them, so it is what it is. Carpet underneath is all in great condition. I mean, this stuff is soft, supple. Kind of a weird word to use, but it's in good condition. So, and the floor mats are all the way around. And then the steering wheel, this is an M5 steering wheel. Again, I mean, the good parts have M on them, but I don't mind it. And then it does have this tri-stitching on it. I think it looks really good. Steering wheel is in good condition. New badge here, new badge here. Everything works. So it does have electronic telescoping steering wheel that goes up and down, in and out. All that works. That actually is integrated with the memory seat. So, and also the mirrors. So if you set your seat, set your steering wheel, and set your mirrors to one of these, 1, 2, 3, when you click it, everything will move to, you know, the position that you like. And then also the seat itself, when you shut the car off and open up the door, the seat moves back, so it's easy access to get in. And then in here, in the interior, now I'm skipping over these seats, obviously, because I don't want to talk about it, but the seats themselves are the last things that are OEM. I mean, they're not great. They work for now. lseat.com, you can pick your color that you want on your seats. They have them available, and then you would just take the leather off and replace it with the new leather. So that was, again, something that I was going to do. And then this trim does go all the way around, goes here. I think it looks really good. The cigarette lighter works, heated seats work, air conditioning works. The radio I replaced with this. It looks like it goes. It looks factory, but it does have Apple CarPlay and everything. The shift knob, this is illuminated shift knob, 5-speed. Again, good parts M, but it looks good, illuminated. The shift boots, these took a while to get. A lot of the time when you order shift boots, they just don't work. I don't know what the deal is, but they just don't go on the stock rings. So these came with the rings. They look really good. The leather is quality, and it does have the stitching to match. So what else on the interior? The sunroof works. I think this guy was stopping to see the car. I didn't know what he was gonna do. Yeah, oh, this here, so these cars came with a phone in them. Obviously, we're not gonna use the phone, it's 2025. So I found this in like perfect condition, and it actually gives you a storage space underneath, because the ones with the phones, they just bolted down, and I like having that storage there. So everything works here, like all the buttons work, the mirrors themselves work, lock works, flashers work, even this comes out. This is your cigarette, you know, ashtray, which is, I mean, it's cool to see in a car since it's so old. All the door panels. Now, when we go to the rear, this is where you're going to see that interior, what it was before. Now, the other thing is, on the hatch, all of these Tourings, the trunk struts blow out, especially because they're old, but also because the trunk is heavy. So not only do you have the rear trunk, but you also have this rear glass that lifts up. This is pretty cool for accessing stuff. I sourced this. This is actually hard to find in black. I found it. It's cool because when you're on the outside of the car and you're looking in, you know, if you replace these seat covers with black, you're not going to see much underneath here. This is the only trim that would be beige, but you can barely see it because of the tints anyway. But when you look in here, you know, that's why I got this. Also, it's pretty cool for groceries. You know, get your groceries, put them in here, stick them in there, and then pull it back. So it just makes it look cleaner, I think. And to find these in good condition to where they actually work is one thing, and then finding it in black is a whole nother thing. So I found this. So let's close this up, and I'm going to open up the trunk. This is all beige still. This is the, I would say, the worst part of the car, just because it doesn't look good to me. You know, obviously it's got stains and stuff. You can dye this stuff black. That's something that people do. You can find a parts car out of an automatic. Obviously the manual transmission is super rare. The automatics they're rare too, but you can find parts cars here and there and then swap this back out. Underneath here, underneath here it does have this little storage compartment. It's in good condition. There's no water damage or anything. Now, to be upfront and honest, you know, this isn't a perfect condition car, and what I mean by that is it's a 1999. There's going to be small things here and there that you're either going to want to change yourself, or, you know, blemishes and things like that. But that's kind of the beauty of this car, is you can make it your own. You know, and it is a beautiful car. So, and you really can't find it, and that's really the reason why I have it priced the way that I do. Let's turn the car on. I don't have much gas right now. Now, if you look at these, it's bulb checks, and I have LEDs and everything, so these are gonna be illuminated like this. If I turn the headlights on, the front, these little front ones, they'll go off. So yeah, I turn the headlights on, these ones will go off because it realizes that it's working correctly. The rear ones, if you wanted those to go off, you can program it to not do the bulb check, or you can just put regular bulbs in there and not the LEDs. But I'll show you guys what the LEDs look like. I like them. I think they look good. Here's what the LEDs look like. I like them. I think they look good. And then we'll go to the front. So here is what the lower looks like, and then, you know, the halos with all the lights on. So I think it looks good. Right now what you're hearing is the fan in the front. That's not the engine. I don't know if you guys can hear that in video, but that's the fan running. Electronic fan. And then what we can do let's open up, let's turn this off. Let's open up the hood without the engine running so that you guys can see what's going on up there, and then I'll turn the engine on. I also replaced these struts here so that the hood goes up correctly. That can be dangerous when you're working on a car. So with the halos, I ran these to the correct fuses back here, and I kind of did my own harness. So you could wrap these so that it's not red, but it's ran pretty well. And then it's also a quick disconnect. So on the other side, it's the same here. It's a quick disconnect so that you can remove a headlight if you need to. And there's a disconnect from this line running over there as well. That way you don't have to take this wiring out in between. All right, so the entire valve cover has been replaced. I found this engine cover, the valve cover with the gasket and all the gaskets that go to each screw. All of that has been replaced. The Vanos, I have replaced the Vanos seals and also the anti-rattlers that's in there. Preventative maintenance, basically. It's a 1999, so I wanted to make sure that everything worked correctly. And you can see the new gasket in there. The cooling system all works great. Don't have any problems with that. Alternator's been replaced. That was actually before me. Cold air intake. Kind of hard to find these. I found it. It's an AFE and then a Turner Motorsports intake manifold pipe, I guess you would say, or cold air intake manifold. I'm not too sure, but it looks pretty good. I think it functions pretty good. It sounds pretty good. You know, engine bay is pretty clean. This engine runs strong. I've had a 528. A 328. It was a 2000, and that's a 3 Series. This is a 5 Series, and this car feels just as fast, if not more stealth than that one. That one had more miles than this one does. So here's your engine bay, and then I'll turn it on. So there is no engine lights. Oil service, that's not a thing that goes away. That's always there on startup. That'll go away. There it is. It's 152,000. I know on the post I said 150. I was off a little bit. That's on me. There is this airbag light. That was not there before I did the interior. I'm pretty sure that it's the passenger seat plug. I'm gonna look into it, but it's not affecting the car. The seatbelt light is just because I'm in the seat and I don't have the seatbelt on. The seats all work correctly. The headrests actually go up and down. They go forward. Yeah, this seat's terrible. So maybe a seat cover. But again, if you replace all the leather for like $300, you're good to go. But they go forward, back, up, down, and they work smoothly. So let me see if I can give a little rev. I don't have anybody else to record this for me, but motor runs smooth. It goes through the gears all smooth. I really love how it drives. There's that fan again, that's coming on. Maybe it wasn't the fan before. And when you drive it, it speaks for itself. I mean, it drives great. It's strong, so that's pretty much the rundown. I'm not too sure what else I could say about it. I mean, it definitely looks good. I love driving it, but I have other things coming up, so, you know, it's time to just let it go. I know I'm going to kick myself in the butt later for it. It is what it is. But whoever gets it, I hope they take care of it and really make it into something that I was trying to make it into, you know. That is the fan. What's that noise? All right, thank you.